Hi guys. Oh my god, I'm so happy to film. So, hi ladies, gents, and everyone in between. So, I'm really excited to film today. Get something to drink. I always say my videos aren't gonna be long, but if you've been hanging out a few times, you know it does happen quite often, to be honest. So I'm sipping here in Mexico. Yeah, the girls still in Mexico, they have those powders. I never knew those existed. We don't have those in Europe, or maybe we have, but it's not that common. And basically you can make with this tiny thing that's like super cheap. I paid like 7 pesos for this, which is 50 cents, 25 cents, and you can make up to 1 liter of a fucking drink. So I chose my favorite one, which is iced tea, peach flavor. So yeah, I'm gonna sip on this. So guys, this video, as you might have seen by the title, is gonna be all about how to get out of a rut. So a little backstory. I've been here for almost 5 months, and that wasn't the plan. So my initial plan was to stay here for like 3 months in total. So to go to the United States, and then Mexico, and then Guatemala and Cuba. Actually, Guatemala wasn't part of it. I just decided to go to Guatemala while I was here in Mexico. I changed my plans, but that was still supposed to be 3 months. And I had my flight like more than a month ago, but I had some problem with immigration because I got to Mexico from the US, and something happened because I didn't fly. I came by bus. I did San Diego, Tijuana by bus, and something happened. I really don't know why. I didn't know why at the time, but something happened and I couldn't take my flight, and also the guy at the airport. So I was literally going to go, like I had my flight, so I had my stuff and all that jazz, and the guy told me I couldn't fly because of my immigration problem, and also because I couldn't pay for my luggage. And I was like, you usually can pay for your luggage when you arrive at the airport, because I couldn't do it online. Anyways, this is a little backstory. So this happened, and I had to come back home. I mean, here in Mexico, where I live, in Querétaro, and that was really hard because I really felt like that was time for me to go home. I wouldn't say I had learned everything I had to learn in Mexico, but I felt like I had experienced a lot of stuff, and I felt like it was really time for me to go home. And I missed my sister a lot. I already talked about her, if you guys have been around for almost a year now. No, menos. I love her so much. We have this amazing relationship, and it's really hard for me to spend a lot of months away from her, especially because she's growing. Now she's 18, and she grows so fast, and she's having her own little life, and I really wanted to be here, to be there for her. Anyways, this did not happen, and when I came back from the airport, I started to have health issues. I'm not fine, but a lot of things happened, and I'd say I had a depression. It was a phase. It wasn't like I was in a depression. I had depression, but I went through this depressive phase for like, I'd say 3-4 solid weeks. And I'm someone that usually is really optimistic. I see life on the bright side. I take things really lightly, and I go with the flow, and this is just how it works for me, and how I am, basically. And I found myself really, really, really sad, really depressed. I mean, we're honest here. I was smoking weed every single day. I was being high. I was taking pills for pain, because I told you guys I had health issues, and that led to a lot of physical pain. So, and I'm not someone that takes medicine. Like, if I have a headache, I'm just gonna take some plants or whatever. So yeah, that was something really hard on me. I think for a solid week or 2 solid weeks, I was just like constantly high on pills and high on weed. It was hard for me to even eat a meal a day. That was requiring so much out of me. And yeah, I was smoking cigarettes a lot, smoking weed, taking pills, and I felt, to be honest, the shadow of myself. I didn't feel like myself anymore. And I felt really, really drained by everything that was going on, because I've had moments, periods of time like this in my life, but I always was alone, or I was at my parents' house, and I got to just stay in my room and just eat in my room and just don't see anyone. But I am living with someone, so I couldn't let myself really, feel my sadness and all that jazz, because I didn't want to put that load on them, because that wasn't their fault and they were trying their best to help me. But I felt so away from myself. I didn't recognize myself. The things that usually make me smile, make me happy, were completely useless. I still, and I'm really proud of myself on this one, I really try to write every single day, whether it be journaling session with prompts, whether it be just like writing things that were going through my mind. I was really making it, if I didn't do anything that day, I didn't care. If the only thing I did was at least journal for 30 minutes, that was the only thing I was requiring for myself. Because I knew I had a lot of things going on in my mind. I felt alone. I felt so many different things, and I just knew I needed to put that down on paper. And if you guys don't know, I don't know if I've talked about it, but I'm writing a book. Oh my God, I'm feeling really emotional when I'm thinking about it and when I'm talking about it, because that was really hard. I think the last time I felt something this hard was like a few years back, a long time ago. Anyways, I love writing. Writing has always been, like, for as long as I can remember, always something I liked, something that helped me a lot to process my emotions, to just get to know myself on a deeper level. So that was the background of today's video. So this video is basically how to get out of a rut. Because yeah, now I'm feeling really, really nice. I'm feeling really aligned. I'm feeling happy when it comes to the people that surround me. I eat. I don't smoke that much. I smoke weed from time to time. It can be once a week, once every 2 weeks. I don't take pills no more. I barely even drink. Yeah, I smoke cigarettes. But I lowered my consumption. I'm working on that. But yeah, basically this video is going to be about how did I do to feel better, because I know you can feel really alone and really sad and like you have no one to talk to. And I think the worst feeling for me is that sometimes when you're feeling this, you're feeling like it's never going to end. I know from past experience that it's always going to get better, even if I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But I was just struggling to see the light. And I just remember I wrote something about this phase. I'm just going to read it to you guys. And I wrote that the 13th of July, 9:25 p.m, if that's interesting for you. So, disclaimer, I didn't anticipate this video to be this deep and this emotional. I mean, I'm just going with the flow. I have a few notes over there, but I didn't even get started on it. So, sometimes I feel like I'm drowning, like I've lost myself, like my soul had been shattered into a million pieces. I feel like I've gone so far away from myself that I'm never going to be able to put the pieces back together and find myself again. I feel this huge tsunami inside of me. I don't know who I am anymore, what I like, what I don't like, what to do. Every single area in my life seems blurry, uncertain. Every time I try to take a breath by improving my situation, something happens and I drown even deeper. I want to see the light. I can see it from afar if I really try hard, but it seems impossible to reach. I lose myself even more, and it's hard to be here, and it's hard to still want to be here. I just want things to end, this suffering to stop. So yeah, that's quite heavy, and I think, I think this is gonna resonate with people, and with some people at least, and that's how I felt when I was in this phase. So yeah, let's get started. First, disclaimer, this is normal. Like, whatever it is that you feel, it's normal. Don't feel like you're weird or you're strange because you're hitting a low point in your life. And it's also a great opportunity for you to grow and learn, even if it doesn't feel like it. I know it's really cliche to say that, and if you're going through something really hard, you might say, bitch, what the fuck, shut the fuck up. That's what everyone says when it comes to spirituality, to self-development and all that jazz. But I'm not going to talk for everyone, but at least from my point of view and from my experience, every time I felt this deep, shattering event or events or feelings that were just crumbling towards me, and I was just like, I felt like the earth was going to open up and I was just going to go to the underworld. This was a pivotal moment in my life, because after that I felt happier, more aligned, happier in my relationships, happier within myself, within my body, and I just felt like I was getting to the next level of life. And so I know it might not be something that you're like, okay, great, I'd love to hear this, I love hearing this, but at least for me it's always been the case, because I think, I mean, if you're suffering from depression and you get diagnosed and all that jazz, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about depression, I'm talking about depressive phases. I think when it happens, it's just a sign from your subconscious, from your higher self, that something's not working. Even if you're not mentally aware of it, your subconscious, your body are aware of the fact that something's wrong for you in this moment, in this phase of your life, and that you need to change directions, whatever that might be for you. Maybe leaving a toxic relationship, maybe setting up boundaries, maybe taking more care of your energy, maybe not being on your phone that much because it just gives you a lot of stimuli and then you're just all over the place and you have trouble focusing. Maybe it's just that you've been eating like shit for the past few years and now your body is really feeling tired because it needs good nutrients and food to be able to, I don't know, to walk, to dance, to whatever, you know, it is that you want to do. So for me, even if at first I feel crumbled by the situation, it always means that something's not working, that I'm missing something in life. And it might not be true, but at least it really helps me to get over things, and it's helped me for the past few years to really get up in the morning and be happy within my life. Like, I'm a really happy person in general. And yeah, I think that it really helps to see life like this, because at the end of the day, everything is about perception. And if I choose to perceive positive things and perceive the fact that the universe, God, whatever it is that you believe in, is always working out for you, that you're always safe, and that someone is always caring for you, this is just the energy you're going to attract, because everything is about energy. And also, why I was feeling this way, I realized after many hours of journaling, was that all the things that I had been suppressing since I got to Mexico just all came back to the surface. All the things that I wanted, like the lack of sleep, the stress, the fact that you're moving to a country you don't know anyone, you don't know the culture, you have to start from scratch basically. Your environment is started. Yeah, everything was just basically coming back at once, and it felt really depressing. So those are the things I did, but guys, regularly, like every day. And I know it's hard to focus on things when you're really not feeling great, and when the only thing that you want to do is just stay in bed all day. And if that's something you want to do, please feel free to do this. This video is meant for people that are going through this, but that want to incorporate things in their routine to make themselves feel better. and everyone is different, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Meditation, longer than usual. I usually meditate, I mean it depends, but between 10 and 30 minutes. Mostly 20-25. I think 30 minutes for me is just too long. I just realized that a few days ago. And whenever I'm feeling really, really low and really, really bad, I realized and noticed that meditating for longer really helps me. So I'm gonna tend to meditate for like 30 minutes, 35 minutes, because I don't know what it is scientifically or whatever, but when I'm really feeling low, when I'm really feeling depressed and stressed out and anxious, it works for me. I mean, if I'm feeling okay, really happy in my life like I am now, I find it difficult for me or more challenging to spend 30 minutes meditating. Whereas when I'm going through this phase, it really does me good. I mean, I'm an overthinker, so basically when I'm going through something that's quite challenging, I'm always in my head. And I think what meditation does to me in those moments is it really helps me ground myself, focus on something, just let go of all the chatter, all that's going on over there, and just focus on my body, focus on my breathing, and just anchor myself. Because it can be quite, what's the word? It can be quite insidious to get too much into your head and forget about your physical. Focus on your sleep. Like, I usually like to wake up early. It depends whether I'm in Europe or France or whatever I have going on in my life at this moment. But when I'm in France, I like to wake up between 5 and 6 because I have classes that usually start at 8 and I like to go to the gym and do my routine and all that jazz. But here in Mexico, I like to wake up around 7:30. That works for me. And yeah, the first days I felt really bad about myself because I was sleeping a lot. And then I realized that was just a way for my body to cope with everything that was going on mentally and physically in my life. So I just decided to turn my alarms off and just get my body what it needed. So basically I was going to sleep at 10 and I was waking up at 10 a.m., 11 a.m., something like that. The thing is, don't beat yourself up if you really feel like you need to sleep, and you can allow yourself to sleep. I mean, it's easier said than done. I took a year off, so I'm not, as I'm speaking, and back when I was feeling low, I wasn't working, so it's, of course, easier said than done. If you're working and you want to try to implement that, maybe go to sleep earlier if you can, if you want to. So yeah, that really helped me. And yeah, don't beat yourself up if you're going through something like that. It's normal for your body to find a way to cope with everything that's going on in your life, and it's quite healthy to sleep, and it's going to help your body regenerate. Then let your phone alone. I realized that I'm not addicted to my phone. Like, I often spend all day without my phone, and usually I only take my phone to take notes about book ideas, about things I want to write about, journaling prompts, all that jazz. So I'm not addicted to my phone, but I talk to people via WhatsApp because I'm abroad, I have friends back home, and I want to keep in touch with them. So there is that, and even this, and I don't have social media. So even just this, like being on WhatsApp, which is basically an app that allows you to talk to people, that was too much for me. That was too much because my head was all over the place. If I would see a message, I would be like, I have to answer now, but I really don't feel like it. And I'm the kind of person, I really like to put the energy when I do things. So if I'm not in a good space, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to reply to you. It's not that I'm being rude. It's just that I really want to, when I'm sending you a message, I want you to feel the energy I'm putting in. I want you to feel like the love I'm giving you, or the interest, or the intention, the attention. And at the end of the day, everything is vibration. Everything is energy. And even this is too much for me when I'm feeling low. So once again, don't beat yourself up if you don't want to reply to texts, if you don't want to reply to calls. Don't feel obligated to. People can wait. I think in this day and age, we're just like so used to everything coming really fast to us. But it's okay to wait. And it really helped me change my perspective on that too. So if I'm sending a message to someone and they don't get back to me for a few days, I'm not gonna think, what did I do wrong? Maybe they're wrong, they're mad at me, they can't even reply to me while they're online, all that jazz. I'm just telling myself, well, people have their own lives and maybe they're not in the right headspace to answer to you now, and this is fine because it means they are setting their boundaries, and I love when people do that. So there is that. And then do something that you normally enjoy, to go back to the point we said earlier, even if you don't feel like it's helping. I mean, I was constantly writing for at least 30 minutes a day during those 2-3 weeks when I felt really low. And even though I wasn't seeing anything happening, I didn't have for me, it wasn't helping, but I still did it because I knew that it was gonna help at some point, and I was in the future gonna understand why it helped, even though I didn't have the impression that it helped. And I would say, just stick to one thing. You don't have to. Please don't do that. Even if you're feeling really low, don't put yourself like 1,000 things. Don't put 1,000 things in your to-do list. I'm a huge fan of lists. I have lists every day for everything. But when I'm feeling low, I might make a list, but like meditation, writing, and maybe take a shower, because that can be really hard to find the motivation to even take a shower sometimes. And that's gonna be it, because my brain needs structure, even if I only put 3 things. So yeah, I'd say do something that you normally enjoy, but stick to one thing and just do it constantly, even if it's just 20 minutes a day. If you don't feel like putting much time in it, don't beat yourself up either. Just do it constantly. And whenever you're gonna get out of this rut, of this period of time, because you are, when you're finally gonna see the light at the end of the tunnel, and when you're gonna look back in hindsight, you're gonna understand how it worked. Like, I really do think that if I hadn't written every single day for those 3 weeks, I wouldn't have gotten out of this phase this easy. I mean, 3 weeks, that was a lot for me, guys. Every day, the days were so fucking long. I was like, I want this to stop. But you're gonna get out of this, and when you're gonna reflect back on it, you're gonna be like, oh my god, it really helped. And really, like, the fact that I wrote every day helped me understand what I was feeling, put words to what I was feeling, and yeah, basically that really helped. My next tip is gonna be, do something outside. It doesn't, whatever it is, walk, bike, go to the gym. My point is, get out of your house, because I realized, and I think it's true for most of the people, I mean, I don't know, but I think it's going to resonate with at least some people. When you're feeling low, you tend to want to go into this hermit mode. And yeah, I have this crocodile band-aid because I cut myself. But yeah, you have this tendency to just want to retreat and be alone and don't do anything. And don't get me wrong, this is you have to do this at some point. I mean, when I'm feeling like this, I have to do this at some point, like to really retreat and don't do anything and really focus on myself, to get to understand what's going on. Why am I going through this? But yeah, then at some point, it's great to see the sun if you're in a part of the world when there is sun now. So anyways, go outside, feel the air on your skin. And even if it's just 10 minutes, just walk around. Or if you feel like a Coke, or if you feel like, I don't know, a beer or whatever. Alcohol consumption can be really dangerous. Drink with caution. And you can just make it a mission to just get your favorite food or your favorite piece of cake, whatever it is, but just make it a mission if it's too hard for you to just go outside without a straight ID in your mind. And I also, like I was saying earlier, when I'm too much in there, I need to ground myself in there. So walking can be a great way. Also, I think more especially, especially if you're someone that's gonna overthink things, that's gonna be a lot in your mind, in your head, like just anchoring yourself in your body once again is gonna help you equilibrate, like balance those two. Journal all your feelings, go in deep. And if you feel like you really want to go deep but you feel a resistance, it's fine. Go back to it tomorrow. Go back to it the next day. Go back to it the next day. Because it's my opinion that if you feel a resistance, it means there is something there that's just yelling at you to look at it. Even if it doesn't feel like it, because you feel resistance, because you feel like a trauma, something happened, a lot of suppressed emotions are there. It means you really, it's a signal that you have to dig deep. And it doesn't mean you have to force yourself and do everything at once, like in a day, but just acknowledge the resistance and come back to it. This is gonna help you a lot. Like really this, guys, if there is just one thing you have to keep in mind, to remember from this whole video, is that when you're writing, you're journaling, and you feel a resistance, don't judge it. It means there is something there. Give yourself time to dig. Give yourself time, give yourself love, give yourself kindness, because the life that you want, the person you want to be, is at the other side of all the things you don't want to see, all the things you don't want to do. Another point when it comes to journaling, and I've been talking for 28 minutes, en que momento, it's a form of journaling, but it has less structure, I'd say. And it's called brain dump. So basically, and I try to incorporate that. I've been doing it quite constantly, actually. But yeah, this is something I'm gonna do. Like when I wake up and meditate, I read, I brain dump, I do my gratitude journal. And the order is not quite the same every day. It depends on how I'm feeling. But yeah, what is brain dump? Basically, you just open your journal and you write about everything and anything that's going on through your mind. It can be how you're feeling, if something's bothering you, if there is something that you don't like, if you really feel happy about something, because it doesn't necessarily have to be something bad. All that, just like basically putting everything that's going on in your brain and dumping it on paper. And I think that might be only for me, but for me journaling is more structured. Like I'm going to journal about a specific topic, or I'm going to journal with journal prompts, where the brain dump is just whatever you make it every day. It can look different every day, can look similar every day. And I'm not setting a timer or anything like that. I'm basically just taking my journal and saying everything and writing everything that's going on through my mind. Some days it can just be a paragraph about how grateful I am for my sister to be my sister, because I love her so much. Some other days it can be about politics, something that really like pisses me off. Everything and anything, guys, make it how you want. But it really helped me because there is no structure, there is no rules. Like I can write for 5 minutes, I can write for 30 minutes. Whereas with journaling, for me, it's more ritual. So if I'm going to journal, I'm really going to make it a mood. I'm going to light up an incense stick. I'm going to get myself a hot drink or cold drink. Anyway, a beverage. I'm gonna make it a mood, you know, and I'm gonna sit at least for 30 minutes to 1 hour, because I'm going deep, you know. Whereas brain dump can be 5 minutes, can be whatever you make it, basically. So yeah, guys, we are heading to the end of this video. To wrap it up, I'd say that this is an incredible opportunity to grow, to shed your old skin. This is a time to reinvent yourself, to start choosing new directions. This is a blank slate. So when I was feeling this low at the end of this period, when I started to feel like I started to see the light at the end of the tunnel, what I did was I did a journaling session for like 2 hours. And I really divided like physical appearance, spiritual/mental, career, and I added like a few other categories. And I just wrote everything I wanted, like how I wanted to be in order to be happy. It doesn't really make sense because you can of course be happy now, but I was like, okay, if I have to shape my goals, basically, what did I want to do physically, if I wanted to change my hair color, which I did. My roots are like maroon and my hair is more like platinum slash gray. Like if I wanted piercings, more tattoos, like all that jazz. Things you want to change, but it doesn't necessarily mean I was okay. I feel like shit because I was seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. It didn't mean I was like, I hate myself for that jazz. It just meant that I needed to feel something. I needed to have something to look forward to. And I was like, this is a great time to just reshape my life. If anything was possible, how would I want this to look, my career, my friendships, my relationships, all of that jazz. And it really helped me because it gave me something to look forward to. It gave me a goal and I knew which direction to take, which previously to that, I felt really, really lost in absolutely, guys, all areas in my life, my relationships, my friendships, my career, my mental health, my physical appearance. I felt lost, so lost in all of those. So this really helped. If you guys want this, I can make a video about it. Remember, it's your responsibility to make yourself happy. Stop outsourcing your happiness. It's not their responsibility to make you happy, not your partners, not your parents, not your friends. No one knows you better than you and knows better than you what you need in order to be happy. You can do all those things, but if you don't look inwards, you're going to find yourself in the same position again. There is no need to escape to find outside things. All you need is within. And on that note, guys, I'm gonna leave you. I hope you liked it. Oh my god, I don't remember the last time I fucking filmed the video. It felt so good. And before starting this video, I didn't know what to film, so I just went through my notes because sometimes I have like videos, IDs, and I just take notes. And I just had a few notes, to be honest, like not even enough to do a video, but apparently it worked. I just went with the flow and I think it was perfect, like to film this video with everything that I had been through for those weeks. So yeah, guys, I hope it helped you. I know it's really easy to feel lost, like you have no one, and to really want to sometimes make things better but really don't know where to start. So I hope it was helpful. I love you so much and I see you on the next one. Bye. Bisous.